Vegeta is obviously pretty integral to the Super Saiyan buildup.
Vegeta is the Super Saiyan buildup, like 100%. You know what? I'm gonna record with the shirt like this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time we talk about the character that a lot of people sometimes overrate and sometimes overhate in the series of Dragon Ball. And no, I am not referring to my glorious king, but this time we're talking about the prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. Yeah, that guy, the number 2 of this series. But all jokes aside, all banter aside, Vegeta is necessary for Dragon Ball, and this guy is gonna explain why. Why did you scream like that? No! So at this moment, Vegeta fans, were you like, yes, my toxic king is back? Or were you like, oh, fuck, this nigga Vegeta's tripping?
Vegeta is the best plot device Toriyama could have possibly introduced in Dragon Ball. Throughout his time,
Bulma's right there, so I guess we're going tit for tat on like what's a plot device is or whatever like that. And then you could also be very Mickey and argue Raditz at that point, but then nothing that I'm gonna really argue about.
In Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta is consistently
wake up is crazy.
The plot is able to move forward, and it's normally done in such a refreshing way. At the end of the day, Vegeta kind of just wants to fight people. Even his wish for eternal life was so that he could eventually fight Frieza.
Just looks stupid in this corner, like a fucking floating head. All right, it looked fun here, but this looks stupid. Let me change my shit. You know what? Actually, this is more appropriate. Anyway.
Sometimes comes at the cost of Vegeta's IQ points, but regardless of that, it's still him in the end. I don't like every single one of these instances I'm about to bring up, and I'll mention my gripes with the type of writing when I think they are valid complaints, but for the most part, this is going to be me glazing Vegeta and how well he exceeds in this area.
Okay.
I do Dragon Ball videos often on the channel, so if you enjoy that type of content, I'd like to ask you to leave a like on the video.
Yeah, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Oh, well, okay, that's very selfish as the reactor. So seriously though, like this video, subscribe to the page, all these other things, all these other glorious things. Shout out to my dog Six as well. If I like your takes, I'll like the video.
And consider subscribing. I'm going to skip over the Saiyan arc because Vegeta sort of is the plot here. In this, or
okay, fair.
Getting rid of him is the ultimate goal of the arc. The only real thing about him that comes out of this arc, at least that applies to this video, is how Vegeta introduces us to the Frieza Force and the rest of the universe. But I think Vegeta on Namek is a much better use of this concept to begin with, because even if Vegeta dies on Earth by Krillin's hand at the end of the Saiyan arc, we still would have been introduced to the Frieza arc eventually, because the Z Fighters still would have gone to Namek after Krillin's idea to revive all their fallen friends. But yeah, Vegeta on Namek serves as a great source of fear for Gohan and Krillin and makes them act with extreme caution. When Krillin and Gohan get to Namek, in less than 10 chapters, the Frieza Force lose all their scouters and therefore their ability to track them, since no one on the Force can sense power levels. Vegeta comes in with the ability to sense power levels,
which I'm not saying is objectively like ass pull anything like that, but it is crazy that like all those powerful beings and not one of them figured, yeah, relying on this piece of technology probably isn't the best thing. We should probably find a way to just like sense people. That's kind of crazy that like Earth is the only one that even thought of that, considering that, you know, we ain't that smart on Earth, is we?
That simple technique that he learned made it so that Krillin and Gohan could not move around the planet how they wanted to. Whether that meant them having to stay in place or move at a very slow speed, they couldn't do it. Vegeta is also this chaotic third party in the Namek arc, so 100% side as well. Not only does he keep knocking off Frieza's best henchmen left and right, he keeps a Dragon Ball away from them thanks to his new ability to sense ki and therefore find a village before they could. And because he did that, Zarbon, after their fight, had to have Vegeta healed. That way he could tell him where the Dragon Ball was, which then led to Vegeta not only getting strong enough to beat Zarbon, but it led to Vegeta stealing every Dragon Ball that Frieza and his henchmen had collected so far.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy that like Namek could just be GG's if Vegeta wasn't there. And I know that's like a no shit Sherlock, but like not from just the combat perspective. If Vegeta specifically wasn't the person that touched down in the Saiyan saga, hell, let's just say you make Nappa as strong as Vegeta. You can't make him as smart as Vegeta, or maybe as observational as Vegeta. Hopefully that's the right word I meant to use there, because Nappa, it's more so likely a character like Vegeta versus Nappa picks up on how to sense ki. If Vegeta didn't know how to sense ki, he essentially wouldn't find that village. Therefore, he wouldn't be able to have the plan of, oh, I'm gonna just hide the Dragon Ball, whoop whoop bang bang. Let alone would he be able to like find Gohan and Krillin and all those other people for the second time when Krillin has the Dragon Ball. So it's several times where Vegeta's ability to sense ki is directly the reason he becomes one of the most important people on Namek when you consider his strength along with his, hey gang, am I on your side? Am I not on your side? Ooh, type thing. But it's more than just Vegeta being like a boom boom punch man in this arc. Without Vegeta on Namek, shit's cooked, because specifically they needed a character like Vegeta on Namek. That was probably a lot of yap, but I think you know what I meant.
I actually think Vegeta showing up after Gohan got his power up from Guru was a good thing, because had he not found them, the arc likely would have taken a turn for the worse. The effects of Vegeta not getting Krillin and Gohan would become apparent immediately. Up until now, Gohan had been following Krillin's command, and that's how they maneuvered the planet and stayed out of harm's way. Vegeta taking control of the situation is a nice change of pace, because under Vegeta's command, this now 3-man squad is all about action. If Vegeta doesn't take command here, then it's extremely obvious what Gohan and Krillin would do. They would sense the Ginyu Force has extremely high power levels once they can't hope to fight on their own, and decide to hide their power and wait until Goku arrives.
Yeah.
Vegeta, if he's smart, will likely suppress his power level as well, so that they don't find him and his 6 Dragon Balls. If he doesn't, then he straight up dies, and that's bad, because there's a high likelihood Goku versus the Ginyu Force goes the same way it did in the first time, and ends with him having his body stolen, and then the arc is over. That's
kind of like what I was getting at. So that's another point of where specifically Vegeta would be the only character that works here. If you made it Nappa or Raditz, it doesn't work, because I know some of you guys may have been like, okay, but Raditz was smart enough, maybe he would have did the thing. Fine, Raditz would have 100% hid from the Ginyu Force as well. So yeah, if they don't directly confront the Ginyu Force right then and there, do just a wee bit of damage, a wee bit of time stalling, this, that, and the third, let alone Vegeta being able to, you know, just fuck up Ginyu Goku after the whole shenanigans of having his body stolen. Yeah, it gets real bad real fast, let alone the obvious fact that he stated where Vegeta had the ability to lower his ki, because he's like, oh shit, yeah, they can find this on the scouter and it's cooked.
Or that path for now and go back to Vegeta laying low with his 6 Dragon Balls. That's also extremely bad, because it means no Zenkai boost for Vegeta, Gohan, or Goku. Goku versus the Ginyu Force likely goes the same way, assuming Captain Ginyu doesn't get involved earlier. But regardless, if he gets his body stolen, even if Ginyu can't control it just like before, there's nothing to stop Jace from helping Ginyu this time, because Vegeta isn't going to be strong enough to contend with him. I don't think that Toriyama thought this far ahead and about this much stuff, obviously, but I do think the decision to make Vegeta take charge of the group was the smartest thing he could have done in the situation, and that just helps me make my point for this video.
Yeah,
plot to continue,
and it's kind of good that because in the moment it seems like Vegeta's just strong arming his way into leadership, but if you rewatch the arc, even with the powers of hindsight removed, it kind of made sense for Vegeta to be the leader there, because you have Gohan, who is a literal child, and Krillin, who, yeah, he's not confrontational, and I would argue just a straight up smarter character because of it, but at the same time, that can be a weakness. Overthinking, always trying to not take the gambles, wait patiently, and all shit, now Frieza's immortal. So like, you needed a person like Vegeta who, yeah, at times he's just gonna say punch him in the face, LOLs plus ratio, but Vegeta wasn't a fucking moron there. Vegeta knew, hey gang, we cannot beat the Ginyu Force. So this is going to be the plan, but obviously the Ginyus, you know, were just that much of a skill issue for them.
Need Vegeta here. Vegeta's team up with Gohan and Krillin also saves their lives. They were going to be dealt with by Goldo until Vegeta decided he wanted to attack Goldo. I don't think I need to mention how Vegeta was needed during the fight against Captain Ginyu, as he distracted Jace and basically got Goku his body back with how badly he was beating up on Captain Ginyu in both his own and Goku's body.
Yeah, I'm going to say this because while he's probably going to talk about this entire arc here, but I think he should be wrapping it up soon because for the most part, everything on Namek is about time, like a time crunch thing. Planet Namek and the Buu Saga, I would argue those two arcs are dedicated towards a lot of people taking a lot of L's, but at the end of the day, those losses were needed because time was of such an essence. If you take away any of these fights, any of these precious seconds given that, yes, someone dies or they just lose and Frieza actually does become immortal at one point, whether it's Vegeta's struggle against the Ginyus, whether it's before that just simply stalling with the Dragon Balls and making Frieza have to call the Ginyus, whether it's their obvious fight with Frieza and just wasting time, pissing him off, which led to Frieza not trying to kill them off rip. Every second mattered because Goku is either healing or not there. And I know that sounded like I'm glazing my glorious king, and me calling him my glorious king is not going to help. But I promise I'm not glazing. I'm just telling you the true story of Dragon Ball right now. If one of those moments were removed, that might just be Krillin's impalement. That might just be Gohan getting his head curb stomped. That might just be Vegeta dying way too early, or it might even be Piccolo going back to the Wu. So yeah, I think that like when it comes to Planet Namek, and then obviously I think in the Buu Saga, time was of such an essence that all of these things, they sound Mickey, and I'm not just trying to be a Vegeta glazer here. Y'all already know when the jokes are ready to fly, I'm gonna be there. But all of these moments, all of these fights that can perhaps seem small to some of you, nah, they definitely mattered 100%.
Beating Vegeta put on Goku's body, as well as the healing pod he escorts Goku to so that he can be better, are both.
Yo, this nigga beat the shit out of Goku.
As without them,
but he'll never do that to the real one.
Been defeated by
you see he'll fight the copy straight up. He'll never fight my glorious king straight up ever again. Oh wait, yeah, he would, because they in base form. Yeah, now if my dog transforms, highest transformation he got possible, highest transformation you got, you know what you do. You take your small wins because you ain't gonna get a capital one. See, I'm sorry. It's Vegeta's video. What am I doing?
Frieza, even if he awakens Super
I'm sorry.
Saiyan. For those of you who don't know, which you should, Super Saiyan is a 50 times multiplier. Goku in his base form was a 90,000. That means even if he fights Frieza and awakens Super Saiyan, without using the healing pod, his power level would only be 4.5 million.
Ain't that weaker?
That's not even as strong as post-healing pod Goku with a Kaioken times 2. I've been avoiding mentioning.
Fuck that. Is that even stronger than fucking first form Frieza at that point? Maybe I like misheard him say that. But hold on. Frieza first form power level. Yeah, he gets cooked. yeah, he gets cooked regardless without the Zenkai boost. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be final form Frieza. No dipshit. Come on. But like, no, I didn't. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, 90,000, 45. Yeah, no, yeah, he's still like hilariously weaker than first form Frieza at that point. That's crazy.
A bit here, but Vegeta is obviously pretty integral to the Super Saiyan buildup. I mean, from the minute Goku displayed any
Vegeta is the Super Saiyan buildup, like 100% the monologues and story behind
Super Saiyan, and then that prompted Vegeta himself to try to become a Super Saiyan. This isn't stuff I really need to say. We all know the Super Saiyan is an amazing payoff moment. And I think that's due in part to Vegeta helping build it up for so long.
You know what isn't an amazing payoff? In hindsight, they really drew Raccoon with his ass out for like the entire time. Like that's kind of crazy.
This is all just.
And then he got that move in Sparking Zero where he dancing and shit.
Arc a ridiculous amount, and the arc would have been considerably worse without him. His presence as a third party allows for a lot of different routes to be taken that keep the story going at the breakneck pace the Dragon Ball manga is known for. The sentiment could be extended to the anime as well, so long as you're talking about Dragon Ball Kai and not Dragon Ball Z.
You saying that Dragon Ball Z yet again is inferior to Kai? Are you saying that sticking to the manga helps your series? But what about the Falconer score? What about the iconic? Hey man, I'm probably gonna ruin Dragon Ball Z for some of you all, but watch Dragon Ball Z again. I still think it's my favorite anime. Let me be clear before y'all start. Calm down. It's my favorite show, but I get to make fun of it because of that. Rewatching Dragon Ball Z, the amount of times they just grunt in the mic is fucking crazy. So yeah, man, this is definitely probably going to be something that y'all are going to yap about below. Me personally, I don't mind either Kai or Z, but I think it's very, very, very obvious Kai sticks to the original manga infinitely more. So there's that. Have fun.
Need to be an integral part to the story continuing into his next saga. Here at the beginning, however, he kind of, I don't want to say is useless, but he's not driving the plot as much, and he doesn't have nearly as much presence as he did in the last section of the story. You would think this changes after Goku gets sick with the heart virus because the team needs a Super Saiyan, and it happens that Vegeta can now play the part, surpassing even Goku's level of strength. But Vegeta, while he is a major player...
Hey, my chat tried to cook me when I said that it's subtly implied in a couple of statements, even kind of confirmed, but it's never like 100% concrete, that there's a moment in time in the Cell Saga before Super Vegeta where you could argue that Vegeta's stronger. Man, I'm trying to tell you, when Vegeta first pops out against Android 19 and he turns Super Saiyan, I think Piccolo says something along the lines of, yo, he may even have surpassed Goku or anything like that. And that's a crazy statement coming from Piccolo, who I don't know about y'all, but fucking hates Vegeta. Doesn't like the guy. On top of that, they just saw Goku not too long ago, and Piccolo's been training with Goku and Gohan for years. So I take very much credit into that. Now, Goku was pub stomping 19 the same way Vegeta was pub stomping 19, but somehow it looked like Vegeta was having an even easier time. Granted, Goku was... Yeah, but you know, it's very much like a conversation at that point. I feel like a lot of people don't acknowledge that. He's probably talking about Super Vegeta, where it's just like, okay, no shit. At this moment, this very second, Vegeta's stronger. But I guess that just reminded me of that conversation. Let me know your thoughts on that. Yes, I randomly went on another yap session. It's what I do, baby. Get over it. Subscribe for more.
Is not driving the plot forward.
And while I'm yapping, I do want to say, since he's clearly moving on to the Cell Saga, yeah, Namek Vegeta is probably still low-key my favorite version of Vegeta. That used to be controversial. Now it's starting to die down, at least on this channel, because I've echoed the sentiment so many times that y'all are pretty numb to it. But yeah, I think like Namek Vegeta like highlights every attribute of that character more than any other version of Vegeta, whether it's Super, the Buu Saga. The Cell Saga is kind of like the other version of Vegeta, where it's like, okay, like he's gonna point out what the issues with Cell Saga Vegeta are in comparison to the others, even the Saiyan Saga, I'd argue. And it's not that he's bad during the Cell Saga, he's just like not as impactful, and we'll get there when we get there. But in terms of the Buu Saga is like, it ties the bow on the present. It's definitely a completion of the character, but it doesn't highlight all of the character's attributes. If anything, it kind of shows you just what was wrong with the former initial version of the character, and then gives you a complete version as well, which is perfectly fine. But I'd much rather, for me at least, I prefer the version of Vegeta where it's like, yo, this guy is an asshole, but he's a good guy. But is he really a good guy? Or is he just, you know, being a good guy at the moment? I like it's so, whether it's the banter, the moveset, the fight scenes, the speech, even, because a lot of people forget that Vegeta had a speech on Namek and it was damn good. So yeah, I'm a major fan of Namek Saga Vegeta. I think that's my favorite version of Vegeta. But now let's continue the goddamn video.
While he is a major player here, is not driving the plot forward. This is one point in the story that fits the overall criticism of Dragon Ball about it being senseless fighting, I guess. Or I guess I shouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say this senseless fight
makes
now.
Vegeta start thinking of a level beyond Super Saiyan, and it makes Piccolo want to go merge with Kami finally. After this fight, Vegeta literally just stands around for a while. He takes
oh shit, he was talking about 19. That's crazy.
Far more passive role.
He was talking about Vegeta being stronger when he was fighting 19. Oh cool, he thinks same shit.
Vegeta is more like a slow cooking plot tool to use when he's needed later. We don't actually see any of Vegeta's training in the room like we do with Goku, so his progress isn't as known. But with Cell becoming as strong as Toriyama made him, making Vegeta this strong seems like a natural response to that. And what I mean is, Vegeta in the time chamber has no known progression rate. We just know that he's trying to ascend past the level of a Super Saiyan. The unknown and vague aspect makes Toriyama able to focus on Cell and his growth, and then when Vegeta comes out, he can be as strong as he needs to be in response to Cell. For example, we find out Vegeta's goal, which was to ascend past Super Saiyan, was reached 2 months into his training, and he took another 10 months to get more training in. When Vegeta gets to the battlefield, it's sort of the same as it's been for a while. He's again a major player, he's just not driving the plot the way I want him to, and how I would have come to expect. So while he's
yeah, this is why I kind of said the Cell Saga version of Vegeta is like a version of Vegeta. It's not that he's bad. If anything, the Cell Saga version of Vegeta highlights the several flaws in the character. The flaws of having my Saiyan pride, and I've achieved past Super Saiyan. Oh, I'm good now. I'm stronger than Kakarot. Like it highlights everything that Vegeta needs to improve on 100%. But when you take how like important he was to the story of Namek, it's not close, gang. We don't need to do it. I know someone's gonna. When we're looking at the Cell Saga version of Vegeta, compare it to the Namek Saga version, the Buu Saga version, the Super versions, hell, maybe even the GT versions. But seriously, Vegeta's prominence in the story takes a hit. Yes, he does important things in the Cell Saga as well. I know some of you guys are gonna type it up, bro. No shit, he has important moments in the Cell Saga. Duh. Congratulations, right? But when you compare the importance to the story, Namek Buu stomp hilariously. Your best bet is naming certain niche arcs in Super. Like, it's kind of crazy, but that doesn't mean that this version of Vegeta is bad. It does highlight the flaws in the character. It highlights the flaws of just being like, I'm a Saiyan plus ratio. It does highlight, I'm stronger than Goku plus ratio. No, gang. There's different paths to power. That more importantly, there's always an expectations to keep growing stronger, not just hit a milestone and chill. Not saying that for the next 10 months Vegeta was just sitting there doing nothing, but you would think if he hit grade 2 in the first 2 months, the nigga be at least grade 4. Or have figured out something new when he's reached that his power has reached a certain ceiling. So yeah, type shit.
The battle,
and I know it's great for with the stamina thing. You will actually niggas make me sick.
And I'll be honest, it's not like any of us thought Cell wouldn't reach his perfect form. I think the very fact that it exists as a concept and he's one step away from it is proof enough.
Two imperfect beings fighting.
But at this point, it's just like, how will it happen? And this is where Vegeta becomes the guy we know and love, because due to his Saiyan instincts and wanting a tough battle, he wants Cell to become perfect and up his power level. This decision is stupid, of course, and I think characters need to be stupid sometimes. More specifically, I believe a character should have some flaws, and this flaw fits Vegeta perfectly.
Thank you. I know I just kind of said that Cell Saga version of Vegeta in comparisons to all the other versions is like the least favorable one, and certainly I'm going to get a comment of someone saying that is their favorite one, and that's fine. One thing's for certain, at that comment, me and you agree on this. Yeah, the people that look at this version of Vegeta and say he's ass because of this decision, no, gang, that's a shitty opinion. My brother, it's okay for a character to have a flaw because that flaw highlights that character. It makes them a character. It makes them someone different. If every smart character just did I don't know what we would consider smart thing versus thinking some outside the box or even further outside of the box or even damn near, bro, did you see into the future levels of insight? Bro, they would just be you, my nigga. They would just be you. If if every shonen MC was dead ass, and I know we slander, but legitimately just a Naruto clone, oh my God, I just wouldn't even be an anime fan for real. So it's perfectly fine that certain characters, whether it's Deku crying, whether it's Goku looking to fight strong guys, whether it's Naruto's believe it, whatever the case may be, whatever characteristics, catchphrase, whatever it may be, characters need to have their pro traits as well as their flaw traits to make them stand out. Luffy's stupidity is a prominent example on this channel, considering how much we're watching One Piece. If Luffy wasn't dangerously stupid, he may even seem he'd stand out less. So yeah, I love character flaws in my characters, and this is not the reason that I don't necessarily like Cell Saga Vegeta in comparison to the others. There's a lot of things to not like, but him just being a prideful ass Saiyan literally is my favorite part.
He wants a good fight. He doesn't care about the android. So Cell getting stronger to give him that challenge seems like the decision he would make here. And really, this decision is only stupid in hindsight. Vegeta has no idea how much stronger Cell would get.
That's fair.
He went around to see how strong
but it's
Cell
stupid
was
regardless.
Before he absorbed Android 17. And at the moment, he was far stronger than Cell could even dream of being in his current state. But this decision, coupled with Krillin's stupidity in destroying the remote,
and Trunks, don't let him off the hook.
Moments. Trunks
and 18, don't let him off the hook. And to a degree 16, because hey, 18, yeah, shut up, we're off the fucking, so, everyone on that island has some percentage of blame. 16 the lowest percent, obviously, before you guys get mad, but like dead ass, no, I mean, no, like everyone on that island has some fucking, like all of you suck. all of you suck. 16, the only one that I'm not mad at, he just could have did more.
Cell showing off his ability to manipulate Vegeta.
Then he got his head blown off, like damn, give him a break.
Of him. With that move, Cell got the strongest guy around on his team and essentially sealed the deal on him getting his perfect form. And it's all because his opponent was Vegeta. Had his opponent been Trunks, he would have gotten washed without a second thought and never been able to reach his perfect form.
True.
But Vegeta is dedicated to driving the plot forward and will do it no matter what. So Cell is allowed to reach
You heard that, chat? Sometimes you gotta be the jobber. Sometimes you have to be the guy to lose to push the main character. Sometimes you have to be the guy that you know is gonna get their ass beat. So when Big Coup, never little one, steps up, yeah, now it's time for the main event. It's okay being number poo. It's okay being number 2, Vegeta. Vegeta fans, if y'all just own that, y'all'd be good. God.
Form.
But instead, he gotta win one. No, he don't. He ain't gotta win. He ain't gotta win a damn thing. That's not his job. We don't need Austin Reeves hitting game winners, gang. We want those from LeBron or AD, pal. Oh, you thought he was AD? Oh dear. Young Money go easy.
Team up here. You could have Vegeta take the remote from Krillin and get in his way so that Cell gets 18. Or you could have Krillin actually use the remote and have Vegeta stop him from throwing the blast that would destroy her, making it so that in the end, Krillin made it easier for 18 to be absorbed since she couldn't move.
Damn.
After Cell becomes perfect, Vegeta is sort of back to how he was the rest of this arc. He gets beaten up and he doesn't really do anything, especially not to be that best plot device that I was talking about.
Yeah, not at all. Not even a little bit.
He freaked out when Super Perfect Cell killed Trunks, or when he hit Cell in the back of the head, which let Gohan land.
Again, these are moments, but not even close to the
those
claim.
Examples don't really fit what I'm going for here. While they highlight Vegeta making a change in the arc, they aren't driving anything forward. Hitting Cell in the back of the head is something, however. I mean, it lets Gohan literally in the arc, but it's not like how in the Frieza arc, when Vegeta not being there would completely change things. Here, yeah, Vegeta helps Gohan, but Gohan always had the power here, at least according to Goku.
Thank you, bro.
And he merely needed to use it.
Because we don't need it. I'm glad he's doing this, because some people, whenever they're presenting an argument, they try to take every compliment or every check possible, right? They try to take every single grain of salt or like elephant in the room and anything in between to support their argument. Gang, if you're going to claim Vegeta is the greatest plot device in Dragon Ball, bro, do not sit there and tell me, oh, and he shot Cell in the back too, bro. Shut the fuck. That weak ass feet, like compared to like when we're talking about the best plot device in Dragon Ball, bro, them 2 points right there, obviously they help, but my God, no, they're not the same. That's what I was saying earlier. Granted, I yap a lot, so I probably said it wrong, but that's what I was alluding to earlier.
Which seems to be confirmed in guidebooks because they call
like
it
at that point you would say, okay, that's cool, but Gohan's moving the plot here, which he was.
The same line of reasoning applies to the example of him freaking out after Trunks dying. These examples don't really do anything, and specifically in the Trunks example,
yeah, the Trunks one is literally not relevant.
Vegeta normally is. Vegeta doesn't normally cause setbacks that have no potential for a major return. Just a quick example of what I mean before moving into the next arc is whenever Vegeta beats on Goku's body, that is of course a setback, but we knew Goku would get stronger once he recovered. Here, Vegeta just freaks out, and it is a good character moment for sure. I'd never argue against
I'd say
that.
all three were,
It doesn't fit the mold of what I'm saying here.
Yes.
Moving into the next and last saga I'm going to cover here in this video, the Buu Saga.
Talk to us.
This might be the best use of Vegeta as a plot device yet. If not for Vegeta, this...
Now, as a plot device, this is going to be close, but I could see it. But it's close. Saiyan Saga disqualified. He's the antagonist. I agree with that take. Because he does move, like he is so important on Namek, but there's a lot of parts, there's a lot of moving pieces on Namek where you could argue Vegeta's is just a version of the story. Like it's not the B story, but you could do that, right? Like if you were a Vegeta hater, you could say, oh, Vegeta's just the B story and the A story is this shit, whatever, cool. With the Buu Saga, the hater take would be once he's dead, it's gone, which is kind of true, but then it's like Vegeto's there. And yeah, nah, even that's weak. Yeah, this is actually close. Comment below in terms of not your favorite version of the character, but which version moves the story forward, because I do think it's a two-man race here between Namek Vegeta and Buu Arc Vegeta, because they're both important the entire time in my personal opinion.
Saga would not have started at all. I'm going to give a quick timeline just so I can show how well
Vegeta is the reason Buu even exists.
How Vegeta completely steals the show, and lastly, how the arc couldn't have survived without him. The World Martial Arts Tournament is happening again. Everyone shows up, including a fighter who had shown up before but lost to Hercule, a man named Spopovich. Spopovich is seen as a bit of a jobber, but is much stronger this time in the tournament. We learn he works for a wizard named Babidi. After he takes Gohan's energy back to Babidi, we find out who else Babidi has in his employ, that being Dabura, which gives reason for an explanation of how he uses powers.
Our wasted character of the year! Yo, that was like one of the worst TSO arcs in history, but nothing beats Super Saiyan Rage. Comment below, are you guys excited? We're thinking about doing a Best of TSO 2024 video. Ah, man. I don't know what is the worst take said this year. Nah, it's probably Super Saiyan Ragers. But like that's up there. Goku being stronger than Perfect Cell is up there. Dabura being the biggest wasted character. The Demon Realm is hard carrying that from not being a shit take. But at least most of the Dabura fans were like, well, I was really talking about the Demon Realm. Oh, okay, well, cool. But the character, my nigga? But then again, there's some people in this community that think Zamasu is better than Frieza, and I wish I was making that up. For anybody watching a TSO Sage video for the first time, my brother and or sister in Christ, I am not making this up. When you comment who said that, someone who's been watching my channel, please let them know I am not making this shit up. My community is a community. Thank you.
Which is by capturing the evil in your heart and using it to control you. Inside Babidi's ship,
look at oh fuck, what was his new name? Fuck. No. We don't call him shit anymore. Nahoga. What's his name? Fuck, his new name's so much cooler now. Nahare, yeah. Or Nahare, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Something like that. Nahare, I think that's what it was. Lots more behind that. Yeah, cool guy.
Without getting
cool guy named N. Oh my god, that's a character.
Vegeta deals with his opponent with ease, and Goku does too. But Vegeta notices something here. In the next room, Vegeta is acting incredibly more hostile, causing Dabura to pick up on it and tell Babidi he could be capable or worthy of bringing to their side.
Type shit.
And later, we find out Vegeta did that on purpose.
Yep.
Everything there is tied together so well, it almost doesn't even feel like Toriyama wrote it. I'm not one to believe
damn, what the fuck? That's the second time. Yo, not too much on Big Tori.
Plot or no complexities, but I do believe that Dragon Ball for the most part is pretty simple. And this isn't groundbreaking or anything, but it's certainly impressive that Toriyama was able to tie all this together.
Not too much on Big Tori, man. The Dragon Ball story to me.
Again, but to have the
I'm not taking a dig at the creator here. And just to me, I've always thought this, and to this day I still do. I always will say the Dragon Ball story will always be a bit underrated because it has a more mainstream, simplistic nature to it. But there's several things when you really dive into the series. If you treat it like it's one of those, well, actually nerdy ass animes, you'll find that a lot more characters are way more interesting than what you would first see on first glance of the show. So I'll always say Dragon Ball is an underrated story and Toriyama's an underrated author.
The arc be awakened in the first place, when it seemed like they were just going to breeze through the competition on Babidi's ship. Vegeta does this quite a bit, so if you're going to have Vegeta drive the plot forward, have him do it in a unique way like this, while simultaneously pulling together all these small details that were littered throughout the arc. And when Vegeta does get the spotlight here, he really gets it. He easily manipulates Goku into fighting him again by just slaughtering civilians and right in front of his wife.
Yep, kind of fucked.
His obsession with Goku really shines through here as well. And while I don't really enjoy reading this fight that much, watching this fight is great. But yeah, all the events of the Buu Saga.
Team Manga fans, as a person that's had to go back and read this manga, one, just because vibes, but then another time because I was like arguing with somebody and I wanted to pull up a slide. Yeah, I'm that guy sometimes. Yeah, this fight, it's not ass in the manga at all. But like, I know y'all say the manga stomps 24/7, 365. Yeah, no, I will gladly be the guy. The more manga I read on this channel, I will gladly be the guy to tell you all the truth. Times when the manga's better and times when the anime's better. Yeah, this shit ain't close. The animated version of this fight, just stomps it, and it's not that this is bad. The animated fight is just so fucking cool.
It happened because Vegeta decided he wanted to try his hand.
It's just
and fight with Goku.
Ay caramba!
Vegeta's decision, the arc is kind of cooked. Dabura was going to be beaten by Goku or Vegeta, so Buu would have never awakened. I could move on to talking about the Kid Buu fight and all, but all Vegeta really has there for the context of this video is coming up with a plan to use the Spirit Bomb. Of course, that plan was good.
Yeah, I guess Vegito,
or at least it's.
I would mention so Vegito crazy as well, though, because I would argue that, you know, in terms of moving the plot forward, it takes a lot for a character like Vegeta, I'm sorry, to say fuck it, let's fuse. So yeah, I'd argue Vegito as well. I can see why you left it out because that's just I would argue that. Yeah, I would argue that as well. But yeah, in terms of the story needing Vegeta here, yeah, it absolutely does. I don't think Six has taught us anything new today, but I think it's a friendly reminder for a community that always is picking a new character to dunk on, whether it's Vegeta, the Drink Trunks, Goku Black, Zamasu, Goku himself. Oh my God, Goku himself, Gohan especially as well. It's nice to remind people every now and then with videos like this that, hey gang, all of these niggas, they're kind of important to the show. And then there's characters like Chaozu. Let me know your thoughts on Vegeta. Let me know if you think that the story would have been better off without him, if he was a bum in short order, if he's just a loser to Goku, if he's just a loser to Goku, if he's just not Goku, if he just never will be my glorious king. But it's okay. There's only one glorious king. He's still a good character in my personal opinion. Take care. Stay blessed. See you next time. And shout out to Six, man. I didn't say his name the whole fucking time. That was not on purpose. I just peeped. I called him the creator like twice.